We've heard the saying before that when America gets a cold, Black America gets pneumonia. And during the pandemic, African American businesses have really struggled. Some businesses were able to pivot, but others were unsuccessful.
I always felt some type of way as a black man, always having to take orders from the white man.
Making boss moves is nothing new to Seven Taylor, but after more than 25 years as his own boss, COVID-19 threw him a curveball.
But when the pandemic came, it just shut everything down. I was just shocked. They just told us to go home. Go to your house. We'll let you know what's going on here. You know, I'm a small business person, and I thought about all these other people.
The way you said it, because a lot of people, it hits them like that. You know, go home.
Like I've never heard of that before. What am I supposed to do? What I'm doing with my business? This is how I pay my bills.
Seven's salon closed during North Carolina's lockdown in 2020 and has yet to fully reopen. It's the fate for many small businesses, especially Black-owned ones. They were already on a sinking ship before COVID threw them overboard. According to the Federal Reserve Bank, about 58% of African American-owned businesses were at risk of financial distress before the pandemic. That's compared to 27% of white entrepreneurs.
The pandemic was a curse and a blessing for black people as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Because it pulled back that racism. It made the young people come out and take control and to wake our white brothers and sisters up to know that this racism has got to stop.
Black-owned businesses unfortunately start oftentimes out of the gate at a disadvantage with lack of access to capital, lack of knowledge and skill to run a business. We have a passion, however, in many cases we don't know the landmark and the structurals that surround the entire business.
As a business counselor, Natalie Williams helps entrepreneurs navigate roadblocks, but she believes African Americans distrust the government system and are afraid to admit when they need help. That lack of help from attorneys, accountants, and other experts could be part of the reason why success rates for white applicants for the Payroll Protection Program, or PPP loans, were at about 60% and a mere 29% for black applicants.
What's the difference between a struggling school and salon and shops and only get $3,000 when this big package is to help the people on the ground?
Because my family's dependent on it.
With a government bailout on the table, entrepreneurs like Calvin Walker had to find another way to stay afloat. They launched their Taste of Chicago food truck just 6 months before the pandemic. The corporate lunches that were originally their bread and butter ended, leaving the Walkers scrambling for another payoff.
What it did open us to is, like here, we're in the subdivision. Subdivisions and apartment complexes, they opened up to food trucks. So that was a blessing in disguise right there.
COVID gave a lot of small businesses an opportunity to see what they really truly can do and how it really truly exposed most of their creativity, a lot more of their creativity.
Small businesses are the backbone for the American economy, and the stakes are high for black businesses who have the potential of closing the country's wealth gap and achieving a healthier overall economy. I'm Tonya Rivens reporting from Charlotte, North Carolina.